never actually done Netherlands, so I assume that we will be going quite viciously colonial. And potentially trying to take Belgium off the map. Because it's not a real country. Doing chocolate doesn't make you a real country. The beers I'll give you. Right, so let's have a look at how we're set up. We do have a navy. What are we looking at in terms of stuff we can produce? Fish. I mean, anyone can produce fish, mate. Livestock and rye. More fish. More livestock and rye. Some whaling stations. Bit of glass. Okay, we do have coal. Coal is good. Hanover, you have iron and I wants it. Our neighbours to the south in their fictional country have some very nice wheat farms. Well, hello, Wallonia. Nice to eat you. How many hypothetical troops does the fictional country of Belgium have? $10 and 68. To our 20 and 8. Jesus Christ, fictional country. How do you have so many troops for a fictional country? Hang on, haven't we got a navy? We start with a navy, don't we? Yeah, so if we're starting with 20 ships, we have options. Right, let's have a look at our politics first. Ooh, look at this. New interfaces, chat. Oh no, it's Rees-Mogg. He is intelligentsia. That's going to be good. That's not Rees-Mogg then. We have an incredibly legitimate government. The Liberal Union of the Intelligentsia and Armed Forces is who we want in power. Right, what laws can we get through that are going to massively help us straight away? National Guard, please. If we're going to have any chance of dealing with the fictional country to our south, we're going to need National Guard. So that feels high on my list. We start with census subject suffrage, that's nice. Petty bourgeoisie is a major power, truly cursed country. Yeah, no, we are a nation of Karens. No migration controls, which is great. Really like to get onto protectionism as soon as possible, but that can wait. We start with dedicated police force, public schools. We could go straight to charity hospitals. That's quite nice laws. There are some appointed bureaucrats rather than elected ones. Oh, we've got land reforms. I forgot we've got this now. So this tweaks how all of this works. So slavery is now slavery ban, debt slavery, slave trade, legacy slavery. And then you've now got serfdom, homesteading, commercialized agriculture. So that's giving 25 strength to our rural folk. I feel like we're going to that as soon as we can. By the way, it seems insane to me that you don't get the benefits of the police force in your colonies and have to make them states for the police to work there. Well, I kind of see it. Right, priorities. I think we want National Guard. Because this allows us to see how this new stuff works as well. So there's 3 stages to laws now. There's referral, drafting, and voting. And you can have up to 3 setbacks, I think. So let's see how this plays out. It'll be really interesting to watch. Eco. Let's have a look at our market. So we are currently... Do we have any overseas properties already? Right, we have Dutch Guyana, which doesn't have many population, but is popping out some sugar for us. Do we have any tiny little islands? I don't think we do. So we haven't got any tiny little islands. We have the Dutch East Indies, don't we? They're a dominion of ours, so we can trade with them, but we don't really have any direct control over them. That does mean they're in our customs union, which is useful. So that is useful to us. We've got bits of territory in the Dutch East Indies, so we may well have problems with the Dutch East Indies as the game goes on, so we need to be wary of that, I think. I mean, the stuff we're short on is we're good on coal. I sense a re-invasion of South Africa coming on. Because I'd really like the Transvaal iron mines. I feel like we're heading down here. And we might want South Netherlands. Do we have sulfur in our market? Like, essentially, we're doing all right on that stuff. Services we're short on. Yeah, wood we're short on. Clothing shortages as per usual. Not badly off on other bits. I kind of feel like we do need to secure some of this stuff. We're importing iron from the Swedes. Fairly certain one day we're going to have to play as Argentina and conquer the entire world. I've done Argentina off stream and it's actually quite fun. You do have to pony up to the British really quickly though. Tech-wise, we should be pretty well off. I feel like mechanical tools might be good to push for railways. Crystal glass would be lovely, but I don't think we've got any lead until we deal with Belgium. Atmospheric pumps less of a priority straight away. We do have colonization, we don't have quinine. Maybe we should push for quinine. I feel like mechanical tools first. So we've got our law in referral stage, drafting and voting. So again, it'll be fun to watch this work. In terms of, I mean, services is what we want to get going quickest. Gaslights is the easiest way to get that quick. So slamming down coal would be a massive easy win on that. Which is Eindhoven. I only got 9 construction industries, which I'm guessing is all focused on Amsterdam. Right, I feel like we're going to need, we want to get a migration attraction into Eindhoven. We do have an arms industry, which is nice. Level 3 arms industries. Our building balance isn't bad. Paper mills, 5 paper mills, that's just sweet. Get the logging to back that up, we're laughing. Yeah, so coal, I think we slammed down coal, but where's our construction? 2 in there. What's pop like over here? 74k. I think we're going to need to drop 2 construction there. And then just give me 5 coal mines. I feel like in terms of where do we have access to in markets? Because this might help us quite nicely. Like we could buy, I feel like getting it from the Qing is quite useful. Alliance terms, we need to think about alliances as well. Prussia liking us would be very handy. I feel like being mates with Prussia is probably better than being mates with France. Let's improve relations Prussia and with Britain. Where are our interests at the moment? Right, I want one down there. Because if we can get away with it, we are absolutely going for the Zulus. I want those iron mines. Ooh, we can establish colonies. They'll grow slowly, though, because of the... I'm not really convinced we want any of that coastline. We're okay for Bureau. So the advantage of buying from Qing for us is we apparently border them, so we don't have a cost for it. We'll get it off the Danes. Wood is a real need. We could buy it off a fictional Belgium. But we are kind of looking for an opportunity to attack them, so it's probably less helpful. So I don't think any of them are really worth the... Get some clothes off the British. In the short term, we could buy iron in. That's probably all we want to do. Yeah, I mean, we should probably improve the French just to start with. Stops them declaring war on us, and we've got the dip to do it. We need to restore market access to Luxembourg, but we can do that once we deal with Belgium. Budget. We're going to need some taxes. Siggies. Let's do some sin taxing. And services. Maybe one more. Could go booze. Gonna want construction efficiency boost there, at least temporarily. How about taxing grain? I don't really have any strong opinions on whether you should tax grain or not, but I mean, it's always an option, I suppose. It's not a thing I really have a strong opinion about. Let's run that. Yeah, so fabric and wood is our pricey stuff, which is unsurprising. Yeah, Britain has gone straight for make to million against mascara. That's interesting. Well, there goes the... Fuck you, France. Should help us with the British and the Prussians, at least. See, that Prussia would actually go for a trade deal. Is there anything Prussia sell that we want? So now is the time to get shit off of Prussia. Give me the market view. Let's see what Prussia is. Give me the Prussian market. Clothes are coming out the Prussian market. Lead is coming out the Prussian market. Sulfur is coming out the Prussian market. Fertilizers. What about Arty? Can we buy Arty from the Prussians? We can. Promise we don't really need a lot of... I suppose if we could get lead... We could go crystal glass. Let's do that. If we start shipping them a ton of coal, we'll get that. Get our GDP up. Right, we now have an interest in South Africa. Hasn't buying artillery from the Germans been a problematic decision for the Dutch before? Yeah. Let's see if we can get away with this without the British getting involved. We've taken a save, so... Don't get involved, Britain. This isn't your fight. It's not your fight, Britain. Stay the fuck out. We're going to need to do that short term. And... mobilize you. Oh man, the Oranje are coming in. Don't mind if I do. Boom. Can only make a war goal into primary demand if it's targeting the leader of the opposing side or one of their subjects. Interesting. There is trade with Prussia. We get a 10% enactment chance, minus 15% on the landowners and armed forces increase. We're going to go with that one. No Britain so far. Adrian van Swieten has been sent into exile by Dutch East Indies. Yeah, would you people also like to join our prosperity sphere? Indeed. Now, we are going to have to navally invade them, which is problematic. But unless they've fixed it, Orange won't be able to help them until we've landed, or if we've landed. To arms! Which is absolutely bullshit that they can't get involved, but... Aren't the names Orange and Transvaal Dutch? Yes. Because this used to all be Dutch territory. And if it gets free, it'll be Dutch again. Mark my words. There's a lot of sexy iron and coal around here. Now we could do with the... Oh, law progressed. National Guard has progressed to the drafting stage. So you now get success, advance, debate, or stall. Now, I would hope the quality of our troops will see this out. I would say so. Also gold. Yeah, there are gold mines in this area. Three. Running out of people. One. We have a beachhead. Now he should flip to automatically to advance front. Yes, he does. I'm going to promote him now. This feels unfair. Now what we are going to need relatively quickly now is railways. Ooh, the law got through to the voting stage. We've done well here. Oh, what's going on here? Battle for Algiers. Mascara is kicking the shit out of the French. How does that work? Mind you, they have a lot more people. Go Mascara. Britain and France allied, because that's just fucked up. Or is the Mascarans just having to deal with multiple wars? Is there anything more sexy in the functional rail system? Nope. Prussia. I really like that one, Prussia. Really like it. Tools. We are going to need tools, chat. And you know what we're going to need for tools? Iron. I'd say our South African war is going reasonably well. Why are you building that? We will help with Dutch Guyana. We haven't got a huge amount of gold reserves, but we are at war, and we can deal with it. Might be an issue with it splitting into multiple fronts. Well, I guess we'll see how well it handles multiple fronts. Shouldn't do, though, because I think it will progress smoothly into a single front. As long as it closes that out, then this should all stay continually one front. Free prestige. Always take the free prestige option, unless you've got... because that's just a permanent bonus. It's like, why wouldn't you? We now control all of that. Oranje! How you doing, buddy? Please tell me you haven't all come home. It says it's coming from there. Are you really, though? Yes! Well, that's an improvement. Our armies didn't instantly go home. Hello, people of Orange. Would you like to be Dutch again? Zululand is isolated. Oh, yeah, we're going to need... I love that new icon. I'm glad they've split some of this out a bit more. We're going to need some ports here. Give me level 2 ports for now. Now, we might actually just go... we could go T-Banana here. Does have coal technically as well. Maybe logging, actually. Because we are kind of screwed on logging. Oh yeah, don't we have a local army now? Yeah, South African HQ. Armed forces, please. Way hey! Now I feel like we probably just want to go straight after Transvaal. Because it's got iron. We back, baby! Yeah. And we absolutely do not have iron until we wipe Belgium off the face of the earth. Are you actually a country now? Greekaland, you're actually a country now, are you? Nice! Welcome to the map, Greekaland. I mean, I will concede that with the territory we're taking, we could theoretically be satisfied with our wayward colonies agreeing to become part of our customs union. But they do have stuff that's ours. That's got malaria, but I think we technically can start to colonize it now. Right, I feel like we are just going straight for them. Because why wouldn't we? Because if we get that, we don't really need to conquer a lot of places early game. Might even be able to get away with not having to mobilize the other one. Although we probably do need to. Let's get him over there. What journal entries? Urbanize Netherlands and patronize Romanticism. It's only really Britain that can fuck us here. Portugal getting involved is fine. Oh, we got National Guard. Right, politics. We're on per capita already, which is nice. I would really like to move to appointed bureaucrats. Trade unions are going to dislike it. I only got a 7% chance of pulling it off, but I mean, still worth a go, right? There's nothing else here we want. I think we want mutualised funds because we'd rather go commercial agriculture. Or we get charity healthcare through. Church are going to love that. Let's have a go at appointed bureaucrats. I'm not convinced we're going to get it, but it's worth a go. Arguably, we could stop building coal mines here now. Because this is going to be our coal generating areas. But maybe having some base coal mines is actually useful. Ports before you build them. Maybe it is, because that allows us to focus Transvaal on iron. Do you get coal mining throughput, though? Yeah, that's why we need railways, is for the South. Right, we can incorporate that, though, so we should get going, because it's 20 years. We really need to build some governance stuff, or cancel a tax. Can we go up a government level? Because that would help. So we are generating paper. Under dev. One day I will work this out. Can you go cargo ports everywhere, please? We're already on filing cabinets. Right, everyone declared neutrality, so... Leroy. To war! To war, good people, to war. The Dutch are back, baby. And this time we mean business. Are we integrating on new peoples? Well, we've started on the Zululand. It's only 5 years to get the Boers back on side, so... Minus 10 bureaucracy, but a 10%... I think we're going to go with that one, because actually that bureaucracy boost is spectacularly well timed, and it's going to last exactly 5 years. Or until this passes, so... It basically allows us to flip straight away to doing that one. Honey, we're home, indeed. We can deal with this. Clippers. Can we import clippers from anyone? French. Fuck you, France. Yeah, I think maybe we slam down some government buildings. We are probably going to need them in Gelra sooner rather than later, because we've only got 2 there. In fact, I'm tempted to push them right to the top. Now, we do have coal mines down, and they're not generating things because we need tools. Oh, fuck. We're going to need a native tool industry, aren't we? Do we not have any tool production? That fucking sucks. Give me some tools. Oh, we got that through to drafting. I feel like we shouldn't get that through to drafting. Their flag is a tacit admission that they really are Dutch. Exactly. Look. I feel inclined to leave them on the map just because we're nice. Oh no, they are decentralized. We can colonize them. Now I kind of want to play a game as Transvaal and conquer the Dutch. You absolutely could, and maybe we should do that at some point. What you'd essentially have to do is conquer these bits first. It's almost like our Zulu game, but in reverse. The main issue you have early on is the Zulu will kick your ass if you go to war with them. But if you could get Oranje in and slam down a few extra armies, you probably could do it. Be tough early on, but you could do it. Right, that's a 5-year one to get them integrated. I think we need to get these government buildings down first. we probably need to be reducing some taxes here. Why are you building glassworks in Friesland? Why would you do that? We don't have the population to support this. And we don't have the wood. Like, why would you do this? Nice to see they still haven't fixed the music bug. Is that going to be the bug that they, like, never fix? Oh, we can't get rid of them. Is that because we don't have interventionism? That sucks. No, we do have interventionism. Why can't we get rid of that glassworks then? Private constructions cannot be cancelled or reprioritised. That's a change, because you used to be able to get rid of them after they'd built the fucking things. Unless there's a law that I'm missing. Am I missing a law, chat, that would allow us to do that? Because that really sucks if we just can't get rid of them. And that's what I'm wondering. Is there a new law I've missed somewhere under here that allows us to do that or not? Do you need to have banned industry? Jesus. Why on earth would you do that? Is there a new law that determines that? What would it be under? Because the only thing I can think it would be under intervention. Seems to be an achievement to do it for the Amish Paradise. You can totally go Amish Paradise. Perhaps interventionism changed. No, because it doesn't say that there's anything here that would... Like, if you can never delete... we're not playing as France. Actually, I should change that, shouldn't I? It was Vive la France ? Let me change that. There you go. Stream retitled. Like, nowhere higher up that would you assume that you would let you delete buildings anyway. It would be interventionism, you would assume, that would allow it, because you are intervening in the economy. Just trolling Belgian Cat with my stream titles now. Like, I can't see it being under land reform. What does a tooltip say when you try and delete a building? Well, so the glassworks in here was built by the AI. It simply says private constructions cannot be reprioritized or moved from the construction queue. Well, that's fine, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to remove the one that was built before. Or is it that because they immediately started building a second one in the queue, I can't interact with it until that's finished? Is it that the queued construction is blocking the other construction? I guess we'll find out when that finishes building. Yeah, maybe while there's still a thing in the queue, you can't do anything about it. Which would kind of make sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I can understand the building logic that coding the alternative would be hard. Because normally if you expand a building, the minus button cancels expansion first before starting to demolish it. Yeah, I think it might be that. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just we don't have a lot of pop in our core provinces, and I really don't want to be spending all of that pop on bullshit buildings the AI have built. I don't really care what they build out in the colonies. Like, fucking go for it. But we do need to get this economy singing, because the quicker we can get it singing, the more construction we can do. I'd like to get onto iron frame, basically, for at least some of our buildings. Newspaper appointments, endorsements, which is quicker enactment. Or the petty bourgeoisie get... No, let's not do that. Let's just go straight to voting. This seems easier. Unless we got incredibly lucky, given that we only had 7% chance of getting this through. Right, we're into positive bureau now, which is good. So we shouldn't be wasting any taxes. Which is good. In fact, we're sufficiently positive now that I think we will integrate Transvaal. Because that dropping is going to get us back into the green on that. Plus, we're only 3 years away on that anyway. Right, I guess we'll find out when this finishes building, whether I can demolish it or not. I do want my tools factories though, because if we can get the tools factories down, we can pump up our services. Might have been 7% initially, but I think 3 other political groups were interested in the change, which might explain the increase when we got to drafting. Yeah, maybe that means that getting it through referral was hard. But once we got it to drafting, it was easier. Cool. Massive losses, but that's fine. We are building more government administration. That'll help with that. People want a presidential republic. Chat, do we want to keep our monarchy or do we want to go presidential? What do you think, chat? Kind of feel like we want to stay constitutional. Get our intelligentsia leader in. I mean, if we go presidential, we're going to be a conservative presidential at the moment, which is less useful for us. There's a lot of support for this, but low radicalism. Cash is a problem, chat. Let's do that for a while. We all die sooner rather than later, or they shall not have died in vain. We will go for they shall not have died in vain. We did just get skirmish in infantry, which is pretty badass. I'm going to drop some government wages for now. Let's just keep those losses low. That event deserves a trip to the Punjab, yeah. Depends. Can we elect William Van Oranje as president, Stadholder? Well, if we could. Anyway, should we stop trolling the Belgians with the stream title? Let's call this the Oranje Boom. Our great nation. Seeking to turn the tide of nationalism to the favour of the Liberal Union, Johann Fabius held a patriotic speech in one of Amsterdam's parks. Nationalism is often assumed and unearned superiority of one's place of birth. It is easily mistaken for something approaching the lines of patriotism, but a sharp eye can spot the difference. A sharper mind knows how to use it as leverage. Truly a hero for the people, or we should ensure laws are properly secured. 20% momentum to the Liberal Union, or 10% plus we get a prestige boost and protected speech pop support. I just joined and was this close to asking what you think you were doing to my Belgium. We're going to, at some point, we will take back the rightful provinces of the Netherlands that have been created into this anachronistic, fictitious state. Let's go with that one. So yes, this I've never got why they've created this fictional country. Like, I presume it's for gameplay reasons, but right, this should help with our massive financial crisis. I mean, it's not a massive financial crisis, but it is a financial crisis. Right, that got us something quite useful, which does mean, I think... Did I get us water boiler, was that? Oh, and we got egalitarianism, that's nice. Like, railways is a priority for us. Because otherwise we're going to suck in South Africa. Like, we're leaving 3.6k tax on the table. This should help. Right, that gives us mechanical tools. Let's go railways. Give me some railways, yo. And we're making money again. This is the important thing. Right, we'll see in a minute whether we can delete this extra glass factory, because we really don't want it. Oh, man. I just don't want to owe fucking Prussia an obligation. If we went back up to that, built some more armies. I mean, we could do with some more armies. Then after that, we really do need to get some of this stuff going down. Conservatives won the election. This will look a lot healthier once that finishes in 3 years. And that's only 4 years off. That takes a long time, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. It'll be a while before we colonise that, but we might as well start. Probably aim for quinine next. Really speed that up. Getting all of this back to being Dutch, rightful Dutch territory would be useful. But yeah, some more armies to keep the devouring hordes from the fictitious country of Belgium at bay would be useful. Venezuela's improving relations. We probably do want to go for South Netherlands at some point, but we probably just want to let our infamy die down a bit first. Can we see our infamy anywhere? How do we see our infamy? Because we did conquer a lot of stuff. You see our infamy decay. Isn't South Netherlands South Africa? Yeah, it was southwest Netherlands. I feel like it should show us our infamy. Quite like to discover some gold as well, lads. Do me a favour, discover some gold maybe? I want that iron. I need that iron. The iron, I needs it. I needs it, chat. Also tools. Let's go speed 5 for a bit. Yeah, I mean, Brazil is rightfully Dutch. It's all rightful Dutch territory at the end of the day. Standard rules, we touched it last. We have an iron deficiency, time to pick strawberries. Well, we should rectify our iron deficiency soon. We need to rectify our barracks deficiency, our tools deficiency, and our ports deficiency. And then we probably don't need that at the moment. Don't want tea plantations there either. Don't want cotton plantations. Actually, we might want cotton plantations. Don't we really need some... can you... Right, they've theoretically finished building... Yes, so we can, if we want, demolish those now. Okay, that's a bit better then. I'm slightly happy about that. I'm going to leave them because it is kind of useful. That textile mill is not going to be useful, so that's getting deleted. 5. Kind of is useful, I suppose. Main issue is just I don't want them sucking up our limited population with shitty buildings. Yeah, I mean, we can... The thing is, once we get tools, we can think about upgrading some of our stuff and construction methods. Swear to God they need to fix that music bug. Yeah, they do generate a higher standard of living. Thing I really want to do is that. Can't do it yet. Prussia! Baby! Pal! That'll do, pig. Do you want one of them? Prussia, we could... Do you want to help us out with the fictitious country of Belgium? Representing his constituents in the petty bourgeoisie, Laurent de Wulf has issued a formal petition to the Dutch government to pass closed borders. Fuck off, Karen. The petty bourgeoisie will expect the government to pass closed borders within the next 5 years. The petty bourgeoisie are going to be seriously fucking disappointed then. Railways, baby! Right, we need to think about optimizing around things. Now, we could go crystal glass. Intensive agriculture is not as useful for us yet. We are getting screw figures, which is nice. I think we push on quinine. Let's push on quinine. Right, we're getting tools workshops. They're only going to take a year to build. Jesus. These people are getting bored of calling for a presidential republic. You integrate in 18 months. We can build iron there as well, you know. Maybe we go Verstat for the iron. Which means we can save Transvaal for the coal mines, because it does have better coal throughput. Let's do that. Let's do Verstat for our iron, at least to begin with. Do we want that clothing factory? It's Holland. I kind of feel like we don't. Because we just don't have the pop. I think we're demolishing that the moment they finish it. We just don't have the pop at the moment to support it. How long on our first tool? 27 weeks. Jesus. Can't believe we start with no tooling industry. It's outrageous. When most pull pop from farms, they will, but we want to pull pop from farms into other jobs. Because the thing is, we're going to want to build other stuff here. Like, we've only got 82k peasants. If you think of other things we might need to build, so chem plants, improve universities, potentially more government administration, this is an industrial centre. And textiles is not a huge priority for us right now. Especially as we're short on the stuff to make them. No. Like, if we wanted more textiles, I'd just make them more efficient. If you remove them when you've got no pops left, then you create unemployment, and unemployment creates radicalism. Speaking of, the Swedish aristocratic revolt is going up against Sweden. And both Russia and Austria are leaning towards them. Sweden is taking a step back into from its enlightened future, I believe. I mean, we could lean towards them. I wonder if they've changed it yet so that they might offer you stuff. Because they were talking about doing that, but I don't know if they've done it yet. Screw frigates. I think Sweden's going to be fine because I don't think any of these are going to come in because the AI isn't going to offer anything. So the only way this would change would be if we came in on their side. But I feel like we're not going to. We're mostly doing that to see what happens. Right, where are you building that? Livestock ranches in Gelra. No. This has to be our industrial base. We just don't have the pop for it to be anything else. So just no. Guys, can you stop building glassworks in Friesland? I am begging you. I am fucking begging you. Stop building glassworks in Gelra. In Friesland. Is that in our region? Gold, baby! There's gold in them there hills. The Western Australian Peasants' Revolt. Some might say that the Western Australians are all peasants. Some might say that. I would not necessarily be one of them, but some might say that. Yavil Greenleaf, thank you very much for the subscription. At least it's not an emu revolt. They really need to Easter egg the... Oh, well, you say that. That's an interesting flag. Well, the Swedish revolt has been crushed. Right, second tooling workshop's going down. Right, how is our tools situation looking? I'm going to go with shit. Right, let's just go straight. And we've got to import steel, though. Let's go to pig iron for now. Because the thing is, this is going to have a big impact. And we can go up to next level of paperworks. Now, iron is the issue here. We can get it off the Hanoverians, we can get it off the Brazilians, and we can get it off the Liberians. It should start to help. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking, chat. Swan River colony. Interesting. Is that actually what the reason for it is? More gold, useful. Spread the word. Get that migration going. Right, as soon as that second tooling workshop drops, we're pushing... Hang on, we've got more here. Oh, you're on the steel stuff. Okay. So we do have some tools. How does that work? Oh no, that's the fake country, isn't it? I clicked on the wrong country. I clicked on the fake country. The Dutch Dream. Story has been making the rounds about a miner who struck it rich. Let's not have unrealistic expectations. Right, we have no demand for coal at the moment, but here's the thing. I think that is worth us doing. Because that is going to create a demand for coal. Lindock, thank you very much for the sub. 9 weeks on our second tooling. So this is going to balance out on our coal. Street lights. Street lights. So we're short on our coal. But we're within the boundaries of what it will allow. So that's fine. Gold! Yes! 83k peasants, 185. That's Belgium again. I keep clicking accidentally on Belgium. 123. Give me one more. And give me one more. Like, we can go up a production method on these construction centres, but I think for now, because of the resource implications of doing so, we're better off keeping them on the low ones. And by doing it in 2 states, we can upgrade them independently of each other. So we can gradually up to the next things. Conservatives 1, we are generating quite a lot of cash, so I'm going to drop the tax rate, at least temporarily. But let's then see how this plays out. I'd really like to get construction up to... Yeah, with the gold, we're doing all right. Okay. Let's YOLO this. We're going to go 4, and we're going to go 4. Because I suspect the thing that's doing nicely for us now... Yeah, see, service taxes is now doing 3.74 and climbing. Service taxes are so nice. I'd be tempted to drop our booze tax and put it into... encouraging migration. But maybe we're better just leaving it on construction. Like, if we want to up this... Yeah, I mean, look, because of the extra costs, we need iron before we can do that. Oh, is Spain and France at war? Yeah, France are beating the shit out of Spain. You really don't need barracks, but maybe you do. Oh, you're an incorporated state, you beauty. How are you doing? Incorporated state. Which means we're just waiting the 14 years on that. Look how much gold that's generating, Jesus. I think this is the best song on the soundtrack. Yeah, essentially, once we get the ports down here, which we are working on now, I think we just want to slam down some iron mines. Because the problem is it'll be impacting construction efficiency. That said, I do not want to be in your customs union, Prussia. We can cancel we can cancel road maintenance there. And we probably want to ship that, switch that to that. Because as soon as those ports drop, We want to go full ham on the iron mines. Because we can start doing some quite serious industrialization. Farmer means quinine is on its way. Problem is, I know we're running we could be doing more things here, but it's more gold. My main concern is that gold's going to disappear at some point, and then we're just going to slam straight into debt. So actually letting it fill up our gold reserves is not a bad idea. You're building furniture manufactories. You're going to stop building fucking furniture manufactories. I'll tell you that much. Oh, actually, no, maybe we do want one more in Gelra. Yeah, we'll let them finish that. Coal is pricey again, so... I feel like maybe we don't build these. Hey, look, we got barracks. There you go, build a barracks. Come on. People are dueling. Have a fight. Have fun. Oh, our generals have died. Armed forces, diplomat pious, expensive taste, offensive planner. That's only a ruler penalty. Yep. Oh, look, we got a little Rhine army. Oh, no, that's because we could promote him up. Promote. Petty bourgeoisie, the Karens are about to be annoyed. We need to get Verstadt up, standard of living. That will help with that. Just need these ports down. When the gold runs out, you can move it up to gold mines. This is true. I do think down there is essentially mining territory. I mean, the other thing we could do... Where are our interests? We do have a spare interest. Fuck you, France. Oh man, Prussia are close to an alliance. If we got a Prussian alliance... Belgium delenda est. What else do we need to get that? -3 on power projection. I mean... That pushes us to 21. We go skirmish. Problem is we don't have the munitions industry. Let's get these 2 ports down. Stop building clothes factories. Cuba! Whoa! Mexico is not having a good time of it. I feel like California is going the way it should. Does Cuba start free? Or did France do that to them? And just wants waffles. It's not waffles I want. I'll tell you exactly what I want. I want the fucking... I want Wallonia. Coal, lead, iron, arms industries, steel mills, chem plants. What if we do that? Does that have an impact? No, it wouldn't make us any more impactful on that, so we'll stick on that one. We're about to annoy the Karens. Steel for the waffle makers. Well, yeah. Right, Zululand port goes down then, and then we're going to slam up those barracks. Mutual funds would be good for us, actually. Oh, wow. Karens were not happy about that. Oh, wow. We probably need to do something about that. We now have 40% tax waste. See, if we get some sulfur, we could do that. According to Wiki, Cuba starts free. Interesting, thanks. Redeemed a book, but didn't show up for me. Yeah, I'm not seeing a book redeemed. The Karens did not like us refusing to close borders. Can we even form a legitimate government? We can. We can form a contested government, which is a decent contested government. It's a very odd government, but it is a government. Which would technically allow us to go private healthcare, but we can't really afford it at the moment. Let's not radicalise the petty bourgeoisie. Not yet, anyway. Propertied women would be nice. Radicalised the landowners, but there's only 3% of them. It's useful because it increases our workforce ratio. And all the right people like it. There's a lot of modifiers creeping in there. iron mines, but let's get our barracks down first. You see the redeemed book? I really don't. It's very odd. Let me refresh my view. Oh, there we go. It pops up now. My view was frozen for some reason. Do I have to buy books whilst blackout drunk to find it? No, you can find it by just randomly browsing weird antique and second-hand shops. That one of the weird and best sources of books I find is those shops that just buy books to sell to like pubs that want to look old. If that makes sense. Because they tend to buy books that have interesting covers or like just look old. Don't really care about what's in them. And you'll actually find some really interesting nuggets like that one. Always take the extra bonus prestige. Can't imagine finding it in Texas. Do they sell books in Texas? I thought that wasn't allowed anymore. I thought they put you in prison these days for owning books in Texas. Stop building textile mills. Come on, Prussia, you know you want to. Oh man, they've dropped. The landowners have addressed concerns. I think we can actually do that. I'd really like it if it would just tell you what their current... Yeah, so they're happy. And they're angry. No, we're going to reduce the landowners even more. They're already going to get radicalised when we pass propertied willing. Pretty certain you can get away in owning a Bible. I have my books smuggled across the border in a box of Lone Star beer. Yeah. Texas gonna Texas. Right, we did get our law to drafting, which is nice. We are losing money now. But if we addressed our 41% tax waste, we'd probably be doing something about that. Now, I have a feeling that it might be in our interests to do this. Because even though technically it's going to cost us money because we're not generating enough paper, we're going to be much more tax efficient. What are you doing? You're going after the Belungians. And the Dutch East Indies is leaning towards them. Good luck with that, Dutch East Indies. At a common cost. Uh, 1% of population become more loyalist, and we get a 5% enactment chance. I'm going to take that one. More loyalist is quite useful for us. Bessemer process. The good news is these have stopped showing as the province has improved. The ports will have helped with that because they'll have increased goods access. Who are the Belungians? Well, indeed. I'm not going to worry about them becoming more radical. We'll stop that. Man, I really want that alliance. Constantine van Rossum has stalled any further discussion of the propertied women law. Order a bridal from Paris for their pleasure. Why not? In particular, the British encroaching. Yes, they are. Newly formed party, the Patriotic Party. They sound fun. The armed forces. I mean, we're in an unacceptable government, but I think if we did this... we can't force it into being acceptable anymore. That's annoying. You used to be able to jink it along a bit by doing that. I think we're just going to have to deal with having a slightly unacceptable government, at least until we get this through. We do want momentum to the Liberal Union. Can you not? People are being beaten. Minus 20% momentum to the Agrarian Party. He gets wounded and shell shock. Minus 40% character health and minus 30 popularity. Of course we know it was us. Election in 100 days. Let's see if we get a reasonable government. Our first iron mines are down. Plus 10% universal political strength and plus 15% political percent from wealth. Or Van Rossum gets the trait grifter. He can be a grifter, because he's not our ruler, so... Following the recent expansion of industry into rural communities in Verstadt, Konstantin Van Rossum is causing us a lot of problems. It has to be said. Yeah, well, no one rid me of this meddlesome peasant. He's not in government. Doesn't show up on here. Oh, hey, look, King William's taken over. Also, our new child doesn't look like a freak. He's a small priest. He's a 7-year-old priest. So that's fun. Is the character an agitator? Probably. Where do we see our agitators then? Because you must be able to see them, I assume. Where do we see agitators? Oh, we've got the Lowlands Reclamation. Pacifist is possibly the trait I'd be most in favour of IRL that I dislike the most in game. Yeah. Like, I'm sure you can see agitators, can't you? It's the entire point of the DLC. We are incredibly close to being a great power, in which point I guarantee you Prussia will give us that alliance. The church can fuck right off. Well, there must be a way to see agitators, surely. Like the whole point of the game. We could expand the Navy. Navy's good for power projection. Add another 10 Navy. Oh, the Liberal Union won. Nice. I think that split the vote. Can we get rid of the evangelicals? Righteous government, chat. The rural folk want in. They want part of the Liberal Union. Boo! Boo to the Liberal folk. Boo! Fine. Still 77, that's decent. Yeah, they've changed their tune a bit. That's good news for us, though. Alright, we need some railways in Verstadt. We have got low market access there. And that's going to hamper our iron production, so I'm actually going to cancel that for now. There's no point building stuff if we can't get the most out of it. Good news is property women has a success rate of 100%, which is really good news for us. Because that increases workforce access. Just let you know, bougies means candles. Every French-speaking person finds that word ridiculous. French-speaking people find everything ridiculous. I boof in their general direction. Also, I clicked something there and didn't look at what it was, which is probably a mistake. Queen is going to help us. What's our arms industry short of? Iron. Yeah, I mean, kind of really need to sort out our industries now. Central banking would help us, wouldn't it? Because of the minting. And I assume it's well, 3 years. That's all right. Are we going to move into that empty tract of land between us and France? Probably. As soon as we can persuade the Prussians to do this. Which I'm pretty certain they would do if we became a great power. So we get these down, we get our navies down. I think that's probably the point where we've done our military expansion for now, and then we really need to sort out the industrialization of this economy. Start getting some economic efficiencies going on. Probably starting with our very first railway there. Oh shit, are they going to build us a railway? Oh, you beautiful people. I take back everything I've ever said about my private construction. Private construction, I forgive you entirely. So we get the navies down. Property to women, baby. Right. What do we want? Got professional army, appointed bureaucrats, freedom of conscience. Guess state atheism. Interestingly, the intelligentsia oppose that. Poor laws? Minus 44 additional bureaucracy cost. At least it tells you that now. Multiculturalism would be nice. But I don't think we can do it. We can do cultural exclusion. Would radicalize the evangelicals. But we can probably get away with that. I mean, cultural exclusion is better than what we've got. Also, apparently we have excess bureaucracy now. Don't ask me why. We finally integrated. No, we're still 10 years away from Zululand. Like, I'm not complaining. But I am surprised. Isn't state atheism how the USSR replaced religion with a religious devotion to non-religion? Yeah, I think so. Zululand has been fully colonized. Do we want to go Matabele? Or Gaza? Now, there are discoverable resources there. That is coal logging. I feel like we want to go there. There's more potential iron. There's the potential for gold mines. Like, where do we want to colonize? Or we go over to Papua New Guinea. Gaza is a centralized state. We can just attack them. That'll do. Come on, Prussia, you know you want to. Now that said, that's more army power projection. How are we looking on... See, 247. If we get up to 260, we go up a rank. Naval bases are going down. Now, I suspect we're short on coal. Yeah, we're very short on coal. Are we exporting coal? Because we really shouldn't be. We really need some wood. Can we get wood from anywhere? Let's get it from the Brazilians and the Hanoverians. Still really short on services, which surprises me slightly. Thing is, if we could get that lead off the Belgians... So we get some coal mines down there. We could drop a tax and encourage migration. Let's get rid of that consumption tax. I kind of want migration into the homelands, though. We got greener grass, we got greener grass. Greener grass. Some naval bases for the power projection. Coal mines in Transvaal. Construction efficiency there could do with boosting. Which I think we can do, because won't we boosting... I'm going to cancel state maintenance there, and I'm going to put it here. I think it'll have more of an impact there for us. Like, it makes their railway build slower, but that's their problem. Problem is, if we offered an obligation to Prussia, they would use it to drag us into their customs union, which we just don't want. I think we're much better off in our own independent state. But what we really need is a steel industry. We are now going to have to cancel something now. Cancel green grass there. Should we go with poor laws? It's useful for radicalization. Right, so we get our coal mines in the Transvaal, which can take fucking ages, but we need them. That's useful. Right, we need to boost our arms industry. We do need to buy engines from someone. We will buy them from the Prussians. National prestige, 2% radicals. 3% is not to be sniffed at. Oh, I was so close to great power rank. My understanding was that a trade agreement allowed for trade deals with no tariffs and no admin costs. So how does that differ from being in the same customs union? So by staying out of it, we can still bias our markets towards what we want to bias our markets towards. But it also means that, so we can still do protectionism on stuff we want to do protectionism on. So for example, we should be doing protectionism on paper. But it also, we have more control over our stuff, basically. I think we put up call for experts. I don't want to take the expense. Like, we only need 12 off of this. Honestly, if we went up a rank, we'd do it. Now, I don't know if we'd keep it when we drop down a rank again. Don't think there's anything else we can do to just influence our rank. I mean, we could go up some military unit levels. Now we can do that. But now we really need some munitions. But it gets us that. Which is absolutely worthwhile. Belgium delenda est. Now, is there anyone we can buy munitions from? Prussians, the Americans, and the French. Prussian alliance, baby! Probably means we can get away with doing that. I don't want the intelligentsia getting lower stuff. Oh. Chat. Right, I'm going to save it there. That's our end of stream save, our official end of stream save. But for fun, if we were to unleash the Prussians on the Belgians, And then puppet Belgium. You know, we could just take all of their stuff, but we could puppet them as well. We could make them a dominion. If we wanted to lead them on. Austria sides with Belgium. Britain is leaning the other way. France sides with Belgium. Britain will lean our way. What do you want? You want Belgium? We'd have to let them have Belgium. Or we'd offer them an obligation. Come on, Britain, in you come. This isn't serious. I just want to see who falls on what sides. Britain now doesn't want in. Or are they considering? Oh, yeah, Britain's in. Britain would come in. Kicking off world wars over Belgium in 1849. I mean, at that point, we might as well just give us Flanders to Belgium. They are confident. Did Britain desert us again? No, Britain's in. I'll be honest, I think we'd win this. Ottomans leaning. No, that would be time open. I honestly think we'd win this. Watch RNG fuck us if we try next week, yeah. Always the issue of random countries just surrendering after 5 months. I think that would actually play in our favour in this one. Also, they've done some stuff to address that a little bit, I noticed in the patch notes. With it not seeing things given up as concessions as easily. Because if you think about it, we only really have to fight on 2 fronts here if we fully mobilise. Because multiple fronts is always the problem. But here we'd go after Belgium. Yeah, the Prussians have got to worry about that. French are going to walk into Luxembourg, whatever, man. As long as the Prussians held that one, you got the Brits getting involved as well. Mostly it comes down to where Britain's sending its armies, and it's probably sending its armies somewhere bullshit, like abroad. But once those disappear as options, we could actually take French Guiana if we did that as a war. Basically, I think we sort out the economy and we maybe aim about 1860 to take a pop at that. Perhaps ideally when France is involved in another war. Or Austria. Because if we had the munitions industries to back that up, I think we could get away with that.